Hello. Thanks for dropping in. Today we have a Commodore 64 that we're going to unbox. Now, do I believe that this is like brand new in the box? No, not for a second. But it's in the box. And this box is unusual because at some point this box, it looks like it was sent to the Commodore Service Department, 950 Airport Road, Westchester, Pennsylvania, 19380. Even has a phone number. Can you imagine? Now, remember this box is, getting towards 40 years old. It's seen some life. Maybe it's even been shipped here and there. But let's see here. What's inside? By the way, it's funny, the picture of this 64 with the logo, this colorful 64 thing around the power thing, I don't think it ever existed. But it's on the box. Aha. Well, first, we find a video cable. We do, my guy. And this one looks pretty okay. It looks to be, I'm not sure, I think, I'm just looking around the end to see if I see an actual Commodore logo, and I do not. But it doesn't mean the colors don't match up. We were talking, or I was talking in the previous video, about colors. And here we have red, yellow, and white. And this is a 5-pin video cable. I'm tempted to think this is not a Commodore one, but also that the colors match up. But I don't have a monitor handy to test this out, but this does look like a good thing. We will have to test it. If we look further, what is this? This is a power supply. Oh, I don't believe I've ever seen one. Oh, I've seen that. Seen one exactly like this. It looks to be a replacement Commodore 64 power supply. It certainly does. Huh. Oh, with a little extra electrical tape at the end here. Oh, let's see here. 117 volts, 5 volts, 1.7 amps, 9 volts AC, 9 VA, indoor use only, made in Taiwan. Made by Mastron, I think this is. Hang on. Maxtron model PS-01 power supply. How about that? I don't believe I've ever seen one of these, and I've been around a while. Well, I'm assuming it is indeed a Commodore replacement power supply. I should, of course, check it out. I should. Anyway, it came with the 64 that this fellow said was working, and the plug looks all good. Of course, it has a little electrical tape at the end here, or maybe it's duct tape. Looks too wide. So I'm assuming, if I pick this off carefully, that the end has come a little bit away. Interesting. Well, I will ponder that. I will. So it's Maxtron, M-A-X-T-R-O-N. Maybe I should Google that and see what it says. But maybe even way back when, somebody was making replacement power supplies. Oh, by the way, for those of you who were here before, when Penny knocked over my lava lamp, it does seem the lava lamp is okay. The bad noise I heard that I thought was maybe the glass breaking was the little metal cap on the top. But it seems okay. Anyway, I've let it settle. I've just turned it back on, and we'll see. But I think it's okay. Pretty much, I think lava lamps are made with some pretty thick glass. I think. Certainly, it shook it up a bit. But we're back in the game. Now, what else do we have here? Oh. Well, it's a video cable of sorts. Oh. And it has a little wee adapter that would let the video cable go to the cable input on something that has a skinny little hole. Kind of like a cable thing. Interesting. I'm not sure if that will be tremendously helpful or not. But even a useless cable you pick up somewhere, it's still good because it's another cable. Now, well, certainly this has a reset switch on it. I'm just going to check. Oh, looky. It has some help on the back, bottom, where to plug things in. Perhaps that cable was to help with the RF modulator section. That would make sense, perhaps. Power, TV, disk drive. Interesting. I'm just going to check and see if the serial number on the box matches the serial number on the machine. And ho-de-do-de, it does. P006243888. Made in the USA. Ho-de-do-de. Another box. Alright, well, we'll set this. We'll set this aside. And we look at the 64. It looks pretty okay. It certainly does have a very impressive reset switch. It also has the overlay kind of thing that would go over for, this is for WordWriter. So it has all the things that all these different keys do taped right onto it. And it seems pretty secure, so I won't mess with it right now. It does. What I will do is seek out a video cable and I need to find a better way to have this power supply cable handy. See, this is, it's a rat's nest of wires is what it is. There it is. This is a Commodore 128 power supply, but it isn't. It's for the 64, and the reason it came in the fashion of the Commodore 128, which had much better power supplies, is because this power supply came with a 1764 RAM expander, and a regular power supply would not cut it. So they, if you bought the the RAM expander, you got the good power supply. So I'm just, okay, the monitor should come on, and then we can give this a try. One thing I forgot to look at is how many pins. 8-pin video. Okay, so it is not an original. Let's turn it on and see what we see. of course, look at that. It looks okay. Perhaps the video isn't as sharp as some, but let's try pushing the big red button. Hello. Reset. The purpose, I find, and the handiness of a reset switch is every time you turn a computer on and off, or a light bulb, or anything, especially, you know how with old incandescent light bulbs, it always seemed to go bad when you turned them on. And indeed, the current going in and out, the inrush current and other such things, little by little does, or can, harm things. Whereas a reset switch, there's none of that. It just resets. So you don't have that inrush of when you turn it on and off and on and off and on and off. Now some people who are braver than I think they would press a reset switch, stick in a cartridge, let go of the reset switch and say, yeah, that's good. Not my way of thinking. Not at all. I would not do that. If I'm going to stick a cartridge in, I turn the machine off, and I grab something like shoplifter, and then I turn it on. Now once it's in, there's the sound. Ooh. I'm not going to fly this, by the way. I wonder. Anyway, once a cartridge is in, if I'm having a terrible game where I just decide I want to reset. Hello. Hello. And we're back to it. Anyway, I like this reset switch. It's significant. Most, I have found, are just tiny little switches. But this is big. How big? I don't know, maybe 10, 11, 12 millimeters across. Well, seems to work with the cartridge. Seems to come up just fine. Maybe. It's nice to see when working. I decided that this should be my secret stash of, besides the dead chips, screwdrivers. Let's have a look-see. As always, 3 Phillips screws are typically what would be found in these. If, of course, the case is breaking down and the little towers are no good anymore, you might find wood screws, or who knows what. Well, let's see what we have. Alright, well, this, I hate this shielding. I hate it. Anyway, I must undo the keyboard, and then very carefully try and get the shielding, which, when I say shielding, it's cardboard with, ooh, this is pretty. I'm going to just lay that down. One of the little fingers on this top case is already broken. Hello. It does. There is no, from what I can see anywhere, on the reset switch. Could I easily remove it? No, it's really wired in there. So this is going to stay together. But this is a very lovely, 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 lovely board. First of all, it's the dark green. And really, does it make a difference in how it functions? No, not a bit. It really doesn't. But it's just very, I'm not sure if I can get this leaning up a bit better here without, you know, I'm going to unplug power LED. And then hoist this up a bit. And there is a beautiful green circuit board. It is an assembly 250407. All the chips are, the main chips anyway, are in sockets. It's beautiful. Beautiful. And let's see here. Well, they may not all kind of match. Actually, we know at some point, I think we know at some point, that this machine was shipped back to Commodore. Because that's what's on the address is on the inside of the box. Well, let's see if we can figure out, somewhat, kind of, sort of, what chip they might have replaced based on the date codes. So, well, everything here that I can see, interesting. I think the 6526 chips are originals. They are from the 9th month of 1983. Now, the ROM chips, there are 3 of them, of course. We don't need that on too. There are 3 of them, and it does look, if any of them have been replaced, it's probably the 901225-01, which looks remarkably different and not like it matches. The 6510 is from 1083, so that looks pretty much on. The PLA chip is an early one, and it doesn't yet have the Commodore markings, and that probably is pretty accurate. And the SID chip is from the 49th week of 1982, which also means it's probably original. So my best guess is that when this went back to Commodore, mind you, I haven't looked in the video chip socket area, but my best guess, based on, usually chips have similar date codes. The ROM chips don't seem, well, they kind of do have, no, they really don't. I mean, one of them says 561, the other one says 562, but who knows, maybe that's some other weird thing. Anyway, my best guess is when this went back to Commodore, they replaced the 3rd ROM here, the 901225-01, and then it worked, and then they probably sent it out the door. Probably. Anyway, it is very lovely, 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 and despite having this silly cardboard shielding crap, it has survived. And I'm just looking to see if I see anything that looks worrisome. And I don't really. I don't see any signs of water damage or other horrendous things. I suppose while I'm here, and I can, I might just have a little peek into the video shroud here. Maybe I can just pull it. Sometimes these things come off easy, and sometimes they just don't. And I really, and I don't really need to take this off. Like, there are little kind of things here. Oh, come on. See, I know the chip is under there, so I can... You know what? One of those things. I really don't need to, so I'm not going to. Video chip works, everything works so far. I will run it through some more diagnostics. I shall. But it looks good. And as I say, I like that green. It's a rich green. The light green works fine. It's all good. Makes no difference. It's just good. Anyway, this is artwork number, and I can't see it completely. I think it's 351137, revision B. A little dusty, but pretty okay. So, with great care, I'm not sure if this is the original wire. I think it might have been replaced. Anyway, that is not terribly significant. Maybe that also was a Commodore thingy-wingy thingy. So, some of these wires. Okay. Alright, it all snaps together. Oh, no. It's not snapping nicely in the front. What have I done? What have I done? Well, one of the fingers on the back is broken. And that is affecting how it goes together. Oftentimes, I don't necessarily screw everything back in right away, but I think this one I will. I would be tempted. Oh no. Oh, there's the third screw. I would be tempted to keep this one handy as a test machine, were it not for the reset switch. I like the reset switch, and I really don't want to mess with it. So I will run this through further diagnostics. But for the moment, it seems good. It could use a little face wash, as my grandmother would say. And at this moment, I'm just looking for my Sharpie. Sharpie. Oh, it's here. Oh, come on. I know it was here. Did I put it in there? No, it's behind here. Anyway, I know that I should perhaps check this machine with this power supply. I'm sure it is fine because it came with it. Okay, hang on. 20, 22, 10. Works. All in sockets. Reset. Oh. You know what? I get writing so fast I miss letters. Reset switch. Test. Further. Okay. Oh. Da-da-da. Has box. And how will I know? I will put it back in the box. But as I'm sitting here, and as I'm feeling adventurous, perhaps And remember, I got this from a fellow who said it worked, and this is the power supply it works with. So why would I doubt him? Why would I doubt him? There is no reason. Where? Somewhere back here. Ah, things are happening. Don't do that. Oh yeah. There's some power back here. Just a moment. I think I've just got to try this. First, of course, I'm not just going to stick this in the machine. I will plug it in. And I will see if I see anything like smoke or flames, or if I sniff it and I smell anything like smoke or flames or burning things, which I do not. So I will set this down ever so gently on the corner of the table. Hello, just a second, I'm recording. I'll just need a couple of minutes.
No, I don't have a couple minutes. I don't have a couple minutes.
You don't have a couple of minutes? Okay, hang on, I'm coming. I'm coming out. Just a second. Still recording. Still recording. Hello, people. Hello, Penny. Penny is sleeping on a box. Shocking. Okay, I gotta hurry this up. Gotta go downstairs. This is part of the joys of online learning. Right. So I need to turn that on. I need to get the video cable. And as I know that this machine works, and it has worked in the past with this power supply, because this is what I have been told, there is no reason to doubt that when I turn this on, everything will be just tickety-boo. But I'll be ready to turn it off quickly, if not. Boom, boom. And up she comes. And if I push the reset switch, it will reset. So, a replacement Commodore 64 power supply from way back when, I am assuming. Huh, interesting. Okay, so here we have another 64 in a box. And the more I think about it, the cable here is to go from the RF output directly into the cable input on the back of a TV, which of course saves the, I would think the idea is to save the problem of having the silly little switch box, which of course sometimes goes bad, and I think some, of course, signal is often stolen and lost in there, especially when the switch is bad. And I will test the video cable at another time. So, I gotta go. Thanks for coming. Maybe we'll look at this a little more. I don't know. I love the circuit board. It's beautiful. Anyway, enough for now. I'm going to hit the main power switch. So I've still yet to see the lava lamp do its magic, but another time. Enough for now. See you later. Bye for now.